Hey guys, today we're gonna review a subject that I just talked about this week, but I got a lot of questions on Instagram, and that is sensory bins. Before I even delve into this, I do want to reiterate, you know your child best. Supervise to the extent your child needs supervision. Use the materials I suggest if they fit your child's developmental level and needs, yada yada yada. I'm not a professional, this is just what I do as a mom with my daughter. Okay, so Ani is aware that we're about to play with the sensory bin, so I'm gonna jump into this real quick, build the sensory bin we're using today, talk you through some of the cost of it. I'll show some clips of her playing with the sensory bin, and then toward the end of the video, I'll get down to my other sensory bin ideas, sensory bins we use, and I'll kind of get into a cost breakdown, but if I'm being totally honest, I have not spent that much on these sensory bins. I like to keep things pretty budget friendly. And nearly everything that we have and that we've been using, we've owned for at least a year. So if you break that cost down compared to her other toys, this is exceptionally cheap. But without further ado, let's get into today's bin. All right, so total cost of this sensory bin, we got this tub at the 99-cent only store for 99 cents. We got a big bag of penne pasta for 99 cents. I got these at the Dollar Tree for $1 each. And then I just got each of these puzzles at the Dollar Tree for $1 each. And this is how we're going to do the sensory bin today. So that's $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 for the sensory bin. And everything other than the puzzles, which I just bought, we've been using since Ani was 6 months old, so about a year. So you figure a year in, a $6 toy, we've more than gotten our money's worth for this. But just like I did the other day, I'm just going to hide these in the pasta. Some I'll bury completely, some I won't. She's getting old enough now that I could really get more pasta and add it to this. Like I said, I made this when she was 6 months old, so I didn't want too much. But yeah. I realized everything in here sort of has a smooth texture, even though the penne is like a little pointy. So I went ahead and got these spiky balls. Again, these came from the Dollar Tree, I think in a pack of 9 last Halloween. So I've got those in there. Last but not least, I'm going to put this old makeup brush that my wife doesn't use anymore in here. We're working on, sort of using it to clear things off. I'm going to put the mirror in for a visual element. And then her magnifying glass. When she was younger, I would have never put this much stuff in a sensory bin. But now that she is older, the more I put in, the longer she'll stay engaged. So this is everything I have in today's bin. Are you ready for your sensory bin? Here we go. Here we go. And then we got 2 puzzles for you, okay? Mommy can help you do the puzzles. You're pulling out all your puzzle pieces. Can you put it in the puzzle? Ooh, spiky ball. Balls, yeah. Good scooping. You know what I didn't get you is anything to scoop and pour into. Good scooping. Here, I know what we can do. You want to scoop and pour? Okay, pour them into that. Good job. Wow, do you hear that noise the pasta makes? Can you scoop the pasta and pour it? Balls. Do they feel spiky? Is that soft? So the great thing about sensory bins is that you can adjust these to various difficulty levels depending on what your child enjoys, what skills they're learning. If they have sensory aversion to things, you can put one item in there. For instance, when Ani was little, she did not like how those spike balls felt. Do you want help, please? you almost got it. Here you go. So like I was saying, she didn't like how those spiky balls felt when she was younger, but we put one in at a time, you know, week after week. She would leave it alone. Initially, she would just kind of poke them with like one finger, and then a couple of her fingers, and then, you know, a couple weeks down the line, she was picking them up and playing with them. So it's a good way to introduce new textures. Excellent scoop and pour. We're working on fine motor skills, motor planning. Obviously, there's some visual elements in there as well. If you have a child that's learning letters, it's great to hide letters in there. If we're working on sight words, you can hide the letters for the sight words, and your kiddo can help, you know, spell them as they pull them out. Good job picking up. But you get the idea. Alright, so while she's contentedly playing, we're already up to like 15 minutes. You can see we've made some progress on the puzzles. I thought I would show you my other sensory bin materials to show you how cheap this can be. The fillers I've used, I've done pom-poms. Again, you can get these from most Dollar Trees. You might need a couple bags, but if you mix them with something, they go further. You just saw this one the other day. This was a bunch of stuff we got at Christmas in various packages. This was just a bag of rice that I dyed various colors using, again, food dye from the Dollar Tree, a bag of cotton balls, and at the bottom here there's some smooth river rocks, and then, like I said, those spiky balls. All of that was from the Dollar Tree. Bird seed, also from the Dollar Tree, and then water beads. These we did get on Amazon, although our Dollar Tree does have them sometimes. So those are the base of our sensory bins. I have also done sand, although we usually do that outside. And I have made mud in a bin for her before. But you get your base filler down, and then you need some things to mix in. So to give you some ideas, we have done trucks, a dump truck, like a bulldozer / front loader, and then this little guy. These go great with bird seed, rice, and sand. We've done these links before. When she was younger, she really liked finding them and putting them together, so I would hide them. Just recently, we've started doing some smaller toys, like the dinos she got at Christmas. This is actually a makeup brush cleaner I got at the Dollar Tree. It has suction pads, so I would suction this to the bottom of the bin, and then she would work to pull it out. Great fine motor development. Themed bin, I think I talked about. Farm animals. It gives us a good chance for language development as we name things as she pulls them out. We talk about the sounds they make, etc., etc. Again, the other day you saw she really likes her name, so I'd put that in there. Sometimes I do auditory elements like this little shaker egg. Her little Tegu magnetic blocks, I would take apart and hide in, and then as she pulled them out, she can put them together. So these are all toys we already owned that I just mix into the sensory bins. And then last but not least, I have some things that we use to manipulate or to find. So you can see here we have an old yogurt cup, good for scooping. These chopsticks, I don't even remember where we got them, but they light up. And she loves it when I light them up and hide them in whatever material we're using. These came, I think, in baby formula that somebody had given us. We have a half-empty Easter egg, which was good for scooping. We have this Dollar Tree magnifying glass. The other half of that Easter egg. And then, last but not least, we have some gems that we got. So I just want to reiterate again. You can either use things you already have or buy materials that are relatively... Tell she really likes it. Make sure you keep it in the bin, okay? Good scoop and pour. But sensory bins do not have to be expensive. Most of this stuff we got for $1. I would say things that I bought specifically for the sensory bins, I spent maybe $10 on. And then I use these other items that we already have. Well, sensory time is over. Someone is getting a little sleepy. It's almost nap time here. But I know I just did the sensory bin video the other day. I just had quite a few questions on some ideas for different sensory bins, or approximately how much I've spent on sensory bins. So I hope I answered those questions today. But the take-home point is, My daughter at least loves these. The kids I've worked with previously at different jobs love sensory bins, but it's all about finding the bin and the materials that your child will like and that you're comfortable with giving them. My favorite part, we'll open it. Give me a minute. My favorite part about sensory bins is with the age that Ani is at now, I can set her up with a sensory bin right next to me while I do dishes or laundry, and I can keep an eye on her while being productive myself. But with that said, I hope you guys got something out of this video, and we'll see you next time. Can you say bye? Bye! Mwah! You want to play with your puffballs? Bye. Well, here's a little bonus sensory bin content for you. When we finished the first bin and closed out the video, she desperately wanted to play with her puffballs, so I made a super fast sensory bin for her, and she's just enjoying it.